Ryan, and we're delighted to be speaking here with you today. Welcome to the School of Information, the youngest and newest school at Berkeley, housed in the, as you probably saw, oldest building on campus. A lot of our guests here today are probably still thinking, what does the School of Information mean anyway?
Well, we can tell you today, definitively, we are not sure.
The School of Information is an interdisciplinary program.
Right, interdisciplinary. Code we're going to take a long time to explain.
Each of us has developed some techniques for explaining the School of Information over the last couple of years. We actually have a whole set of explanations to cover a wide range of people we may be talking to. For example, let's say you're a person who looks like she doesn't get bored easily. Then you'll get something like one of the following full answers. The School of Information is an interdisciplinary field that combines elements of library science, computer science, business, sociology, law and policy, and user interface design to build better systems and technologies.
Or sometimes I just open a website on my phone and I read it to the person. The iSchool is a graduate research and education community committed to expanding access to information and to improving its usability, reliability, and credibility while preserving security and privacy. And then I'm like, do you get it now?
Right, so hopefully now it's crystal clear what we've been doing for 2 years. But just in case, there are other versions that we've used. Like say, for people that could have some experience with technology and seem somewhat interested in our answer, we might say something like, you know, we've got computers everywhere, people use computers. What the iSchool does is bring those two together so that we can build better systems that work for people.
Or for the touchy-feely crowd, we might say, the iSchool is about the design of holistic systems that unite disparate perspectives to better meet the needs of the user space.
And for all you Apple fans and technology buffs, the iSchool, you've heard of the iPad? It's like that, even bigger.
My favorite is job interviews. The School of Information is, well, what do you want the School of Information to be? Yeah, that's what it is.
We also even have an iSchool definition for people with a less technical background or less time. It's like, you know, computers and the internet and stuff. Sure, Grandpa, I'd be happy to look at your computer.
The only thing more fun than explaining the School of Information is getting people's reactions when you explain School of Information. Like, oh yeah, there's a lot of crap on the internet. We're glad you're going to fix that.
Or, oh yeah, I love Google.
Oh, information. So that's like IT, right?
Or the one when they ignore everything you say and fixate on the cow part. Oh, Berkeley, you're a bunch of hippies over there.
At the end of the day, it's less important what a school is called than what you learn there. So here's a 60-second recap, with apologies to our professors, of what we learned at the iSchool. The 4 core courses were a great sweeping overview of the important issues and topics in information science.
Let's say in course 202, Information Organization and Retrieval, we learned that information can be biased, smart, dumb, narrative, transactional, authoritative, folksonomical, granular, or the expression of some work. In short, organizing and retrieving information is hard, people. Are you using XML?
In course 206, Distributed Computing Application and Infrastructure, we learned an overview of computer science, networking, data structures, ones and zeros, big O, runtime efficiency. In short, holy cow, this stuff is hard, especially if you're using Java instead of Python.
In course 203, Social and Organizational Issues of Information, we learned about trust, reputation, social networks, norms, and other social considerations. In short, people are strange and complex, and we shouldn't break up with people through text messages.
In course 205, Information Law and Policy, we learned about copyright, privacy, regulation, security, statutes, trade secrets, patents, liability, lawsuits. You know what? Forget it. You should just hire a lawyer.
I think this is getting a little too much in depth.
I wish we could have figured that out like 60 seconds ago and saved these people a little bit of confusion.
Is there a way we can distill the iSchool into a single word or phrase in a reductionist way that will ignore all the nuances of our study?
Yes. The School of Information is meta.
Right, meta. It's moving the discussion up a level. It's talking about things at a higher level of abstraction. But how can we really explain meta?
Look, everybody talks about information, but we talk about talking about information.
Yeah, there's nothing we like more than getting meta.
Here, we'll show you how it's done. Instead of giving this talk, let's talk about giving this talk. Let's get meta.
So in thinking about giving this talk, we threw around several ideas on the best approach before deciding on the speech you're currently giving today. Ryan here, for example, has done some work on single-serving websites, which are websites with really long names that don't do a whole lot.
So we thought we could give our talk as a series of URLs, like what are Erin and Ryan talking about now.com? And are Erin and Ryan still talking.com?
Does what Erin and Ryan are saying make any sense.com? Or, man, it's hot out there. Did they really expect me to still be paying attention.com? But we figured this would be too time-consuming and expensive as
seriously, people, check it out. What are Erin and Ryan talking about now.com or bit.ly/Erin Ryan.
Go ahead.
But there is such a thing as too meta. Close meta. Body.
So one of the unique things Alright. So one of the unique things about the iSchool, as Anna talked about, is the interdisciplinary nature. Ryan and I joked about it before, but it's actually a critical part of what makes the iSchool so great. I actually was convinced and terrified when looking for schools that I would end up with 39 computer science majors fresh out of undergrad and me, the lone social science major from a galaxy far, far away. In other words, I'm not 22. But then I got here and was astounded by the wide range of books, not just age and experience, but also in disciplines and interests. As Anna mentioned, we have a wide range of backgrounds. In addition to computer science, we have social science, economics, law and policy, education, design, and even a couple philosophers like my friend Ryan here. And while many were planning to switch paths, that previous experience was important in everything that we did here. With interdisciplinary work, we can extend beyond the limitations and biases of any one viewpoint and come to a more holistic understanding or innovation. I would urge you all to carry with you the critical eye, the opposing view, and the multiple perspectives that we learned from each other as you continue on from here.
Last month, Bill Gates spoke around the corner at Zellerbach Hall, where he wondered if the brightest minds were working on the world's hardest problems, the issues of poverty, health, and education worldwide, instead of investing so much of our time in things like finance, sports, and baldness cures in particular. I guess that was on his mind. If you look at the master's projects that we presented 2 days ago, it's clear that these important things are important to us. Things like healthcare, education, human interaction, law and justice, and information quality. The question isn't how we can contribute to solving these hard problems. The question is how we plan to do it. As newly minted masters of information, we are uniquely well equipped to address some of the hardest problems. We understand issues across different fields. We know that to understand a problem, you need to understand people generally, and then the specifics of an environment. We have important critical abilities. We know that most things that seem completely new probably aren't. And we know that if the cover of Wired magazine says it's new, it's definitely not. It's easy to say, look, I am working on a hard problem. Getting a job, getting paid, taking care of my family. I'm not at a point where I can dedicate myself to these problems. And it's easy to discard this part of our talk altogether. Please don't. You don't have to move to another country to solve hard problems. One of the most important things we can do as graduates of the School of Information is to help unglorify technology. And more importantly, to help relegate technology to its rightful place as simply a tool, not a panacea. Electronic medical records will not solve healthcare problems. Better software will not solve privacy problems. Cell phones will not solve poverty. These may sound like silly claims I'm building up to tear down, but you don't have to look far to see people who convey some of these ideas. People will solve these problems, maybe using some of these tools. People who understand the complex social, political, cultural settings that we use our tools in. I hope people like us.
And just as we will not solve all these problems alone, we didn't arrive here today alone. As we finish, we wanted to wholeheartedly thank the faculty and staff who have guided us and at times held our hands through the last 2 years.
Also, thanks to our fellow students who worked hard with us, who played hard with us for 2 years, and we're honored that you chose Erin and me to speak with you today.
And finally, to our loved ones, our family and friends who supported us, put up with panic attacks and late nights, people who haven't seen us for the last 3 weeks, and had to suffer through impromptu draft readings and brainstorming sessions. Thank you. And with that, we would like to give a super congratulations to the MIMS grads of 2010.